Hello, hello,
Happy
hello.
Solstice.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Happy Solstice.
Somebody is happy.
Happy Solstice.
Wow, somebody's really happy.
Yes.
So, quickly, because he has an appointment and he's still yelling,
Happy Solstice.
I watched the sunrise this morning. It was beautiful. And you keep moving away from me. Okay, thank you. And it was really amazing because I could see it. I see it come through the trees. It shines on me in the morning. I always get a sunspot. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm always reminded, I'm constantly reminded of the balance. And this being the longest day of the year, it's very easy to say, well, no, this is a day where it's not balanced because it's the longest day of the year. But is that really true? That there is no balance. The way I looked at it, it was like I was seeing the sun on my face and Spirit started speaking to me, talking about how this is a great time of balance. I remember when I was here in 2020, the beginning of all the things that happened that year, I left on this day to go back to Chicago. I was in Alabama and I left to go back to Chicago. But I had done something that I had never done before, which was planted. I planted from seed and watched them grow. And then I transported them to the ground. And then I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. But I was so disappointed because I was like, why won't they? Where's the fruit, right? Where's the fruit? And they weren't coming up. The day I left, on the solstice, there was there were like these little bitty tomatoes. I spoke to some of my elders who are familiar with planting, and you keep moving that forward.
Oh, I'm just
okay. And what they told me was, they said, it's not hot enough. What? It's not hot enough. The ground has nurtured it. That feminine, my husband loves talking about Mother Earth. The ground has nurtured it, the seed has grown. But in order to get the fruit, it's got to get hotter and sustain a certain kind of heat. And that just really, I was like, what do you mean? I love to celebrate the balance between the masculine and the feminine energy. I believe that one of the calls that my husband and I have is to actually exemplify that. And I can attest to the work that takes. And I don't mean from a predetermined way of this is what a husband or wife does. I mean the energies that are the masculine and the feminine energies that all of us possess. We all possess that. And actually, instead of saying masculine and feminine, I prefer to say yin and yang energy. Because the Tao, I've not studied Taoism, but that yin yang, that swirl shows is an exemplification of what it means to be in balance. There's an ebb and a flow. It is necessary for the ground, the darkness, the time of year when the ground rests. For those of us that get these seasons of cold and hot, even when it's not, in different parts of the world where I've traveled, it's like, okay, if it's not cold and hot, then guess what? It's a rainy season. It's this season. There are seasons. Everybody has their seasons, even if they're not the ones like we experience. But without the masculine sun, without that masculine yang energy, without the heat, we get no fruit. So the work that the nurturing feminine energy has done to produce and create, it comes forth with the heat. Now take that for whatever it will be for you. But it comes forth with the masculine energy. There is a temperament right now which is very much combative. Everything is extremes. It's either it's all man, it's all woman, it's all masculine, it's all feminine. No, it was created to live in balance.
Yes.
And when we learn to appreciate what the energies that we bring to the world bring, like I said, masculine energy is not just, look, I'm a birth worker, okay? I'm a birth worker. And as a birth worker, there's a time when the woman is birthing, when it's like, now breathe. Nice, nice. And baby, there's a part where unless she kicks in that yang energy and she's able to go, all right now, sis, come on. Are you ready? Yes, you feel it? All right, let's go. I got you. And baby, she's got to bring it.
Push! Do they look like...
Listen,
did you look?
Look, you not going to act like you weren't there. Yeah. The yin and yang, the masculine and the feminine, exist together. Nothing in this, and I said a lot because I woke him up with this today. Nothing in our world exists without the balance. And even if we choose not to walk in the balance of what that energy can bring, unless we choose, my husband, he's an amazing energy practitioner because he knows how to channel the yin and the yang. We know how to channel both. All of us have the capacity of both. Okay? Unless we learn how to maximize that, unless we learn how to do that, we are not able to create the beauty. The world exists because the seed goes in the ground, right? You see the trees. I'm looking at trees right now. The seed goes into the ground. The earth nurtures the seed, but nothing comes until the sun comes and says, okay, I got you. I'm done. You can talk now.
What's so beautiful about what you are saying is that both energies are always present.
Yes.
But where are you putting your intention or your focus on?
Yes.
Today is summer solstice, the longest day of the year. Mm-hmm. Are you intention to make this day count? How are you going to create meaning behind this day? Is this day going to be miraculous for you, or is it going to be filled with mayhem? You have the opportunity to create this day whatever you want it, because guess what? As Dr. Dula just said, both energies are always present.
Always present.
Always present.
Always.
You decide what kind of day you're going to make today. Choose the day wisely. Place your intention on things that vibrate high for you. Bliss, joy, celebration. I don't care what happens. You can create the meaning that you want. She was talking about earlier, or at least what came to mind when she was saying, when you think about inflation, or when the countries or a country has money problems, the money doesn't go anywhere.
No.
Our
willingness to circulate it changes.
Exactly. So the money is always there.
Let me say, finish your point, because I gotta say this.
Your potential to create, just like a seed's potential to create fruit, is always there. It's just in its season. So don't lose focus and create a day of mayhem.
Yes, you're just talking that.
Right? I'm not just talking. I'm talking truth.
Okay.
Yes. Don't create mayhem because of a few people that jumped in your face and tried to disrupt your flow. You go ahead and decide to continue to speak out the potential of that fruit that's evident in your life.
I got something to say. You finished?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. A beautiful example of this, and the reason why I was really wanting to do this, I always believe that my husband really embodies a beautiful balance of that yin and yang energy, that balance of how masculine, feminine. I think it's so limiting because those are triggering words to people now. But I just wanted to say this. You know, he received a phone call from someone. You know, my husband worked in the construction industry for about 30 years. And, you know, we transitioned from there. He resigned from that work a little bit ago, 8 months or so ago. He received a call from someone who worked with him, and he was like, hey, did you hear? No, he was telling him about being in a meeting and how they said to him, someone said, one of the vice presidents said, did you ever work with Eugene? Did you ever get to work with Eugene Mason? And he was like, yeah, I worked with him. He said he was different than every other work site. Now, we know if we say construction site, we can pretty much guess what most people say that is and what that looks like. Okay. Construction is a thing, and it has a long history of what it does, how it acts, the whole nine, right? But when it came down to it, he said, unlike any other site, and they had 300 employees at this place, right? All these job sites everywhere. His last site was at O'Hare Airport. My husband has been everywhere and done all these things. He said, Eugene's site was different from everyone else's because when you came on his site, the people would literally, the workers, they would literally be singing. He said it never happened on anybody else's site, but on his site, there was such a good energy on his site. To me, that's evidence of what you're saying. That you can bring whatever energy. And I was like, the person was like, I just want to give you your flowers. Did they ever tell you that they thought that about you? Did they ever say, hey, wow, this is what we notice about you? He said, no, they never told me that. But that to me is an example of that yin and that yang, that masculine and feminine working simultaneously within us.
Teach.
It doesn't have to, it's not the isolated, it's one thing or it's another. It's not that. It's what we've allowed it to become. Masculine and feminine energy works to create.
Teach.
And it flows and is possible. If I'm teaching and I'm lecturing, I have to command the room. Okay? It is what it is. I come in and I'm like, hey, I'm here. When I'm in charge of something, anybody who's worked with me knows I'm here. Okay? That is an assertive energy that knows what to do when we all embody aspects of it.
You know, the beautiful thing, you come out and assert yourself, but you also know how to listen to your body and allow that yang energy to be able to speak to the people as it relates to the energies that are needed in that season. And
Exactly.
You're giving a now word for people who are all around you.
Yes, Portia said yes, simultaneously creative energy.
Yes.
I just wanted to really make sure we said something about the solstice today. And especially because it's passing right now. Like, I wanted to be on at this time because this right now is the first, it is representative at this moment. Right now, this is the summer solstice. This is the moment where that tilt is maximum away from the sun. The axis is maximum from the sun. And I just wanted to be online when it happened.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Hey, and we just wanted to also let you know that if you're not doing anything tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or any other time than the rest of this week until Saturday, join us at experiencing
That WeBuildLegacy.com for experiencing.
Yeah, so experiencing atoning to purpose.
Yeah.
You can register for free at We Build Legacy.
Attuning to I knew it was something. That's what it was.
Attuning to purpose. You can register for free at WeBuildLegacy.com, and we can continue the conversation on the energies,
these
both
energies,
feminine, masculine, yin, yang energies,
bringing it in,
which are always present.
Look at Portia. She said, I was just ready to post that. Can you feel it? Yes, we can. Yes.
So yeah,
this time right now. So we're this beautiful time of year that only comes once a year. Our family in South Africa is feeling the shortest time of the year. Over there, the feminine energy, the yin energy, that's the shortest day of the year. The shortest amount of sunlight is happening for them. This whole creation is based in balance.
Yes.
It is all about balance.
Yes.
These extremes do not serve us. Wanting a masculineness and the feminineness. We are embodiment of all of it. That is part of who we are as the creation.
I wanted to say when we experience extremes is because we've lost sight of the balance. We've lived in these silos where we term certain conditions or certain events like this is to that or this is to this, and we get extreme and we lean all the way to the left or we lean all the way to the right. It doesn't. We don't have to live in extremities.
Exactly.
Because even when the body produces inflammation is required to protect the system. But if you have an excessive amount of inflammation, then you're stagnating your metabolic rate, your metabolic health. So understand that antibodies or anti-inflammatory agents are always present. It's just required you to change your attention and your focus. To bring balance and allow that body to hit homeostasis. You can do it yourself.
I want to say, Portia said, we look forward to continuing the conversation with you. I hope you will. She said, teach. This whole thing of balance, this whole thing of understanding the usefulness and the importance. We are trying to create things in this world, but we're not able to do that when we are living in these extreme places. We want to counteract the extreme of this thing by being the extreme of the other thing. All of it in balance creates We're standing out here with so much nature around us. If left to itself, it creates. Left to itself, creation creates. We have this free will that we get to choose how we create. So if you choose to be extreme in what you're saying, if you choose to act like there's less value in this masculinity than the femininity, than the yin and yang, if you choose to make it that way, then so be it in your life. But the creativity that you really could bring to this earth and to this plane, we won't even get to see it. Because it requires the seed and the babies grow in the darkness. Before it comes to light.
That type of understanding and knowledge for it to break forth in you to be able to see those miraculous happenings requires you to vibrate at a certain frequency to just be able to catch a light, a smell, a touch, a feeling, a word in season for you. The answer or the answer that you were looking for in the season that you are now just requires you to vibrate just a little bit higher. The answer is always there. Remember, the yin and the yang energies, the balance is always present. But what, as a creative energy being, what are you going to draw from your experience? So
Portia says, y'all have me shouting over here. You both are embodying the balance. Live right here. It's awesome. You're speaking my language. Thank you, Portia, and I hope we get to see you. Remember to go to WeBuildLegacy.com. He's going to run off to an appointment, doing some energy work, some energy balancing. I love this aspect of his life and how it is growing. He's such a gift. He's such a gift to so many people.
Namaste.
All right. Blessings, y'all. See you. Bye.